The Sparkle Hot Seat. All right, so our Sparkle Hot Seat tonight is Melody Coleman. And Melody, thanks for being on the Sparkle Hot Seat with us.
Happy.
Super fun. Yeah. I have loved, loved, loved knowing you and working with you. And quite honestly, we would have never met otherwise, right?
Right.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't think our paths would have ever met, would have ever crossed. So, can we dive in and ask you some things?
Sure.
Okay, now you live near Columbus, Ohio, right?
Correct.
Okay. And so, what was it that brought you to Touchstone? And when was
So
that?
I am really fortunate. I have my college roommates and I have remained in touch and still are best friends to this day, but we are all over the place. I'm in Columbus, one's in Cleveland, one's in Delaware, one's in Arizona. And the one in Cleveland in 2019 decided she was going to start this Touchstone Crystal by Swarovski business. And she was trying to get Heather and me and Jana, everyone to join with her and stuff. And I was like, nope, not for me. Don't do sales. Um, Closest I've ever come to doing sales was when I bartended right out of college and I tried to upsell the liquor for a drink. That's far.
Love it.
So I said no. And then a couple months went by. One of the roommates joined with her. Next thing I know, they're going to Hawaii on an incentive trip, not
It
paying
was
any.
amazing.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. So, and ironically, at the same time, I was going through some health issues. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 19 as well, or 2018. So going into 2019, I had a lot of bills to pay. I had deductibles to meet, things like that. So I was like, all right. I went with Lisa when she was doing a party with someone here in close to Columbus. So I went with her and I was like, this is what you do. And you make all the money and you take these trips and you do all these things. And this is, I mean, it was so much fun. I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, that's all it took was for me to join her for one party.
That's neat. I don't think I knew some of the ins and outs of all of that either. So I love that. What have you learned about yourself since you started with Touchstone?
Um, a lot. The biggest thing for me, though, was how I personally developed with the company. I was pretty insecure before, not a little, kind of, I guess, the introvert, extrovert type person. I'm great once I get to know you, but I have a lot of anxiety going to places by myself, meeting people when I'm by myself, not going with a group or anything like that. And this kind of made me, I don't like to say get out of my comfort zone because my zone just keeps expanding. So I'm expanding my comfort zone
Um,
and I can go to people's houses. I can talk to strangers. I can get up in front of them and show them things, and I'm completely comfortable with it. I can talk to you guys right now on this camera, and I don't feel the least bit nervous. So I've really grown a lot in that respect.
that's amazing. One thing that I love about something like this, especially with Touchstone, is that it gives women confidence to do things that they didn't think they could do, and that spills over in other parts of your life.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, that's just such a beautiful part of what we do. And nobody can see it coming. It's not something that you join for, but it's often, one of the reasons that people end up staying a lot longer than they might otherwise. So speaking of which, why do you stay?
Again, I could list so many different reasons why I stay. One thing, the bills from that one cancer surgery, everything got paid off. And when the bills are paid off, I've got some extra cash to take vacations, trips, things like that. Then, ironically, there's always going to be some more bills that come after that. So it's a cycle. I was thinking about this earlier and just the family. I feel like we're all family and you're not competing against each other ever. If anything, you're competing within yourself when you set your goals and how much you're going to make. If you're going to give yourself that bump after selling $1,800 and you can make more money, that's all on you. So you're competing with yourself and you have so much support from everyone, not just at the Star Thrower team, which is unbelievably supportive, but the whole organization, people you don't even know are cheering for you and applauding you when you do things. It's amazing and there's nothing like it. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
It's really true. And I think that's the part that I value the most as well. It is life-changing having friends like this who don't see you as competition, but just want you to be your very best you. It's a very special situation. Okay, last question. You're doing great on the Sparkle Hot Seat. Thank you. Last one. You are really, really busy. You have a very, very busy career. Ben, you're a big white fluffy ball, keeps you very busy. You have a lot of family scattered all over the place, a ton of friends, lots of neighbors who love you. How do you fit it all in?
Well, I have to make time for it for sure. It is because my day job is so busy, I do have to be structured with everything and I have to call it a day with that. Some days I'm not able to, but most days I can just be like, okay, it's got to stop here. I walk my dog, I get home, I make dinner, I do that. And then I have an hour every day in the evening for myself, at least an hour. Sometimes it goes past that, but I want to touch my business every day for an hour in the evenings. And the beautiful thing about the business is that we can do our own schedule. So I can do Sunday mornings if that works out better for me. I can do, pick and choose my schedule and when I want to work with Touchstone. I can also take it outside of Ohio. I can take it to my mom in South Carolina and have a party there. I can take the jeweler with me to Indianapolis to where my in-laws are and have parties there. I've done several in Indianapolis physically, not just over Zoom or anything, but I can actually do in party persons with it.
Yeah, right. I love that. It's neat, but so much of it really is about your own determination and to set goals for yourself too.
And it's, I mean, the back office that we have is amazing as far as having the tools for us and making things change constantly. I mean, when 2020 pandemic hit and quarantine, I mean, none of us expected it, but it seemed like Touchstone was ready with it. They had a plan for us to go. I mean, almost the next day we were on meetings on how to like continue your business and carry it through pandemic, which a lot of companies I know weren't able to do that. A lot of people, I mean, a lot of people couldn't stick with it, but it's what you put into it that you're going to get out of it. And we just have a great, great back office
Yeah.
that, again, will support us in every way and constantly changing. And now our team's trying to do more things so that we can do things not always in person. Because I was telling Betsy I'm going to have foot surgery here in a couple weeks, and I'm not going to be able to go to in-person parties for several weeks. So hopefully this dynamic that we're experimenting with now will work out for us.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, with your determination, it will always work out for sure. Melody, thank you so much. Gosh.
Thank you.